Hi guys. So wanted to do our next installment of our live classes. Sorry I missed last week, just couldn't do it last week, but wanted to pick back up where we left off with the live classes. And today we are going to do the class that I had promised on for liver detoxification. A few weeks ago, I had put some stories where I was working on, I was doing my liver detox for the night. And people had reached out and said, hey, like we want to hear more about liver detox. Why do you do it? Some people had even said, hey, like, isn't the liver supposed to detox itself? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what, I'll do a class on it because people were really asking. And so we can talk about liver, we can talk about detoxification. February is the month of love. So really showing your liver some love and all of that stuff. So let's get started. So what is detoxification? Detoxification is basically the process of removing unwanted substances, removing byproducts of digestion, removing all of that out of the body. And so I'm just checking. Okay, great. So that's removing all that process, all that stuff, junk out of the body that your body does not need, that could be harmful to your body. And it's just byproducts of digestion that you need to take out. And so that's really what detoxification is. And there's different modes of detoxification. So for instance, urination is a mode of detoxification. Bowel movement is getting out, the byproducts of digestion and other unwanted substances out. So that's, a mode of detoxification. But even sweating or respiration, all of those are modes of detoxification that you can, get in and out of your body at any given point. And so, I've had many people ask me in the past too, and I've given talks, but even on social media and things like that, I thought the liver is responsible for detoxification. And I thought that the liver regenerates and detoxifies itself. And all of that is true, but it's only to a certain degree. If you are constantly bombarding your body, and hence your liver, with all sorts of medications and pesticides and alcohol and, non-organic produce and all this stuff, hormones and cortisol and high stress. I mean, there's just drugs, NSAIDs, anything like that. You're constantly bombarding your body with such chemicals and toxins that at a certain point, that even for the liver becomes too much. And so, the liver is this phenomenal organ. And every time you have excess hormones from chronic stress, every time you have, pesticides and fertilizers and residue and all this stuff, or NSAIDs, medications, I mean, all these things, the liver like just keeps storing and storing and storing over the years. And until it gets to a point that the liver says, well, I can't do this anymore either because I am packed to the brim. That's called the toxic burden, and the toxic bucket theory, where the bucket or the burden is so full that then the liver is just overflowing with toxins. It could be chronic stress, it could be processed foods, alcohol, pathogens, environmental toxins. It could even be NSAIDs, like I said. I mean, there's just so many things that at some point the liver's just like, we've had enough. I don't know if you guys know this fact or not, but an average person, an average woman, puts about 150 different chemicals on her face before she walks out the door in the morning. And that could include anything from different toothpastes or, shower products, shampoo stuff, facial stuff, cosmetics, makeup. I mean, just all these toxins, over 150 before you even walk out the door. And that's just an example of how we are in today's modern world, chronically bombarded with that. And then she's got stressed with her kids, and she had, a couple glasses of wine the night before. And then, throughout the day, like in her car and all the scents, and, she just got the lawn done the day before. So all the pesticides and fertilizer, all these things, then, processed food for lunch, every single one of these things, your liver is this fantastic organ that just keeps storing and storing and storing. And over time, it gets kind of full and it needs help with detoxification. So there is two pathways. Technically there's four, but really it's phase 1 and 2 and 3, to open your detox pathways and then get the stuff moving. So really phase one is just, kind of the toxins coming in, drugs and pesticides and all those things we talked about, pollutants, they all come into the body. And then phase one is mainly in the liver, where it gets broken down to fat soluble, water soluble, kind of just really break down that part first. And then phase two is where it then binds with the bile salts and things like that to get it out of the liver and get it, out to the elimination pathways. And then elimination, or what I call, phase three, is really just getting that stuff out of the body, whether it's bowel movements, whether it's, sweat, sauna, all of those things. So in phase two detoxification, the liver uses enzymes to inactivate the toxins and bind them to bile, get them out. And so this is why it is so important to have your detox pathways open, because if you are not, I can't tell you how many patients come to me and they're like, oh, I don't use the bathroom for 10 days. They don't have a bowel movement for 7 to 10 days. I mean, that is just toxins building up in the body, and really recirculating in your body. But also, patients who are very chronically ill come to me and they're like, oh, I don't sweat anymore. I don't need to use deodorant. Well, your detox pathways are clogged up. We need to get all of those things moving and out of there on a day-to-day basis so that we can really help the liver with detoxification. And so again, this is where that whole theory of, the liver, yes, it does its job, but over time, in today's modern world, high stress, high toxins, high alcohol, all of those things, the liver is really not able to do its job well. And so for phase one and phase two, there's different nutrients and things that are needed. So for phase one, you need things like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, really even folic acid, glutathione, different flavonoids, things like that, to really help with this conversion from phase one to phase two. And then phase two is when it, gets bound up and then eliminated. And for those, you really need a lot of your amino acid panels and your vitamin B5, B12, glutamine, lysine, taurine, glutathione again. I mean, you really need choline, all of those things to really help. So, which is why when my patients start working with me, we really, really push the importance of a nutrient dense diet, because we want to make sure that you can get all those nutrients and vitamins and amino panel and amino acids and things that are needed to get all these toxins out of your body on a day-to-day basis. And so what can you do? This is something that I practice, daily in my lifestyle, but I also, when clients come to work with me, we really start facilitating phase three detox channels. We need to open their detox channels. And so things like dry brushing, if you don't know what dry brushing is, Google it. Great way. I think I dry brush probably 3-4 times a week at least, to really get all that lymph, fluid flowing, any dead cells, to kind of take all that off and open up all the pores and things like that. But like sauna and steam and exercise, I mean, that's stuff that I do 5 to 6 days a week, where I'm really using the sauna to help with sweating and getting all the toxins out, exercising, of course, get all that lymph moving. But even lymph massage and lymph drainage and things like that really helps with detoxification. Rebounder and trampoline, really to get all that lymph moving. But then also, my patients who are very, very ill, I really start them off with castor oil packs. Again, Google if you don't know castor oil packs, but a very, very effective method to help with liver and opening up some of the ducts and dilating, and to really get toxins out of the liver. Now, remember, you really have to have your other phase 3, 2, 3 detox channels open, because otherwise you're just going to have toxins recirculating in the body. And so really, we really promote that as well first. But then also, castor oil packs, coffee enemas, really, really something that I recommend to some of my patients if they're able to do it. Binders, charcoal binders, a lot of magnesium baths really helps with detoxification. Intermittent fasting and extended day fasting, some great, great ways to help with liver detoxification. But then, like I said, regular exercise, Anybody who starts working with me, we start them with day one of drinking lemon water in the morning with warm water to just really open up their ducts and help their liver detoxify. Milk thistle and dandelion. We use a lot of supplements like that. And then, like I said, castor oil packs, enemas, and things like that. And then sometimes patients will ask me when they come to me and they're looking for weight loss, they're looking for balancing their hormones, they have no energy, and I really put them down this track of liver detox. And what does liver detox really have to do with weight? So toxins can affect how many hormones are involved in metabolism, and insulin, leptin, ghrelin, all of those things, cortisol, sex hormones. I mean, all these things keep like just being produced in the body, and then the liver has to store it. So toxins are involved in that, and they really can affect with the functioning of all of those. So we don't want these toxins floating around in the body, which means we would have to help your liver detoxify. Toxins can also cause inflammatory reactions, insulin resistance, leptin resistance. All of those things will cause weight gain. And then all these toxins, when they're in your body, they really affect the mitochondrial function, by how these certain mitochondria work, enzymes work. So it's really decreasing your ability to burn fat. And so that's another important factor with liver detoxification. But also just all these toxins, as I talked about, the toxic overload or the toxic burden being too high, the liver's just not able to detoxify. It's too much for the liver, and it starts affecting circadian rhythm. It starts affecting the autonomic nervous system. So really all these things start going off balance. And then, even as I mentioned for hormones, as I mentioned for decreased energy, brain fog, it is key to detoxify the liver to be able to help with all of those things. Lemon water, drinking, every morning, lemon water, but then also having, you know, plenty of water every day just to help your body kind of move and flush these toxins out of your body. But I also, in my practice, really focus on sulfur-rich foods like sulforaphane-rich foods like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. Those things are really, 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 really essential in kind of binding up the toxins and helping them take them out, binding up all the excess hormones and take them out, things like that. So when clients come to work with me, we start focusing on detoxification day one, where we are doing lemon water in the morning, some sort of form of intermittent fasting, drinking plenty of water. And then I also try to incorporate castor oil packs, coffee enema, and then really work them up to where we can do liver detoxification. And so how this all happened is that I actually put a story a couple of weeks ago, because I was doing one of my liver detox sessions where I do a liver cleanse, when I was really, really sick. And I think I did about 7 that year of liver cleanses. And then since then, I've kept up every year. I do 2 a year, 3 a year sometimes, but every 4 to 5 months, I will do a liver cleanse. And so I had posted that I was doing that, and I posted some of the products that I was using, and I got all these questions of how people were so interested in finding out more, which is why I said I would do this talk. So let me see if I can share my screen here. Share screen. Let's see. I don't think it's going to let me. Maybe I just have to change some settings and see if I can share my screen here. I don't think it's going to let me share my screen. So we'll just let that go. But I'll talk to you about the products that I use, and let me see if I can type in. I can't type in. The website is www.globalhealing.com/HCIL. And that is the liver cleanse that I use. So it's not letting me type it in, but globalhealing.com/HCIL. And then make sure to use code HCIL if you want a discount for this. But basically, it comes in this I was trying to show the screen, but it comes in this beautiful, awesome box. And everything that you need for the liver cleanses are in there. Someone just typed it in for me. Thanks so much. It's www.globalhealing.com/HCIL. So it comes in this beautiful box, and it has everything that you would need for your 5-day liver cleanse. And it's got this beautiful booklet. I think I put all this in my stories, but it has this beautiful booklet with exactly like pictures of what you should be doing every day. But the first 5 days, you're going to do the liver health solution and the turmeric. And you do that for 5 days because that liver health solution contains milk thistle and a bunch of these great supplements to help detox the liver. And so it has that. And then it also has like the turmeric, which all of this kind of is anti-inflammatory. It kind of helps make the liver supple and things like that. And then you do that for 5 days. And then on the fifth day, and while you're doing it, you have to eat a relatively clean diet. I try to do some extended day fasting if I can the last day or so, but relatively clean diet, a lot of fruits and vegetables. And I try to avoid any kind of not that I don't eat meat, but also any alcohol, like just those 5 days I eat very clean. And then on the fifth day, you start off in the evening by doing some Epsom salt, and that really just helps to kind of dilate the ducts. And then after the Epsom salt, I think it's like an hour and a half later or something, you drink 6 ounces of this organic cold pressed olive oil. And that is just, it's a little hard for me to do with the olive oil part, but I've kind of gotten down now. And so that really helps to kind of help the liver detoxify and to really start resetting and refreshing the liver. And then the next day in the morning, you take oxy powder, which is their intestinal cleanser, and that just helps get all that stuff out. And it is just, in my opinion, like it was tough the first couple of times because it is a little tough to do. And especially if you have a chronic illness, you definitely should check with the provider before you do the liver cleanses. But after that, it was a game changer in my health. And like I said, I've kept up with it every 4 months after that. Every 4 months I do a liver cleanse. And we are just constantly bombarding and putting all these toxins in our body on a day-to-day basis. And so you really need to give your liver an opportunity to not only cleanse itself, but also help it so that it can do its job best. And the person that invented this liver cleanse, he's this just brilliant naturopathic doctor, and I've used his products for this company for years and years until I became an affiliate. But it's just such a clean brand, and so that's what I use. And he says that each liver cleanse actually cleans the liver up about 10 to 15%, allowing the liver to do its job. So it's just, in my opinion, has been a game changer for my clients and for their healing. For myself, I have family members who do it, and it's been fantastic. So that's what I had posted the stories of, and that I was doing that night. And patients had asked, like, why do you do this? What's the benefit of this? And so today's class was really to just address a lot of that. And so really just revitalizes the liver when you do the liver cleanses, boosts energy, helps with weight loss, clears up the skin, because finally the liver is doing its job of detoxification. So it's able to take all this stuff out, flushes toxins out, flushes all the excess hormones, excess cortisol out of your system. And technically that's how it helps in weight loss. So as I said, February is a month of love, and I was suggesting that everyone show your liver some love, whatever it is, from the smallest step that you can take for your liver, whether you just decide that for the next, whatever, 9 days that are left in February, I am going to not eat any kind of processed foods. Anything that comes in a box, I'm not going to eat. That will be amazing for your liver. Or if you decide, for the next 10 days, 9 days, I'm not having any alcohol at all. And so that really could be the start of your detoxification. If you say, I'm ready for it, I've opened my detox channels, I do exercise and sauna, I'm going to start with castor oil packs, then do that for the next 9 days. But basically just find some way to help your liver detoxify, to help your liver facilitate and help do its job the best. What are the next, set of steps that you'll take for the next 9 days to really help show your liver some love, and to help with detoxification. So comment below if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions, and join us, for these live sessions that I do. If you have any questions, I'm happy to address that in the next live. Thanks so much.